saying?
Is it lazy bonesitis? But like the
I'm sorry, wait, what? Have you seen my MRI, sir? Look. And who the fuck are you?
Oh, I'm the cart narcs.
Okay, well, you can cart narc, go fuck yourself.
And vandalism.
Sitting here and being an asshole.
And pointing out when you were being lazy is what I did.
Lazy? I'm not being lazy. I'm hurting.
Bang,
I don't care.
Because you're throwing it at me.
I don't give a shit.
Look, man, let me give you my business card.
I don't know who you think you are.
Care of the cart narcs.
You shame them. You just don't know what the hell you're talking about. Safe place to talk about hard things.
It's a safe place.
People will lie to your face about, and they'll try to throw up these things like medical issues or whatever, but I see them with my own two eyes, and we just saw her take her card back.
You know, they'll lie to your face, like tell somebody that they're a trained, authorized agent and that they're in violation.
That's not a lie.
What is it like coming face to face with Sebastian in a parking lot and having the whole ordeal shared on the internet for the world to see? Well, my next guest knows exactly what it feels like, and he ain't happy about it. We'll talk about that next.
Look at all those clapping seals back there.
You got it back in my cart.
Well, it's your cart, not my cart. Where are you going? Sir, we have a maneuver called a pit maneuver. Cart's right here, sir. I'm standing with the cart.
What he did was he put the shopping cart behind my truck, which prevented me from leaving. I felt that this guy was trying to entrap me. I want to confront Sebastian to let him know it's not good to antagonize people you don't even know. He's going to meet the wrong person, and this can get real ugly real quick.
My next guest says that this is all just a bunch of crap and that Agent Sebastian's sole aim is to humiliate and rile up innocent people going about their daily business. Take a look.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Cart narcs here.
Last December, I was out running some errands, and I was approached by cart narcs.
That's curbing, sir. Yeah, with cart narcs, that's just curbing. It's a violation here.
Dr. Phil just said that this guy in the glasses said that what he was doing, cart narc guy, was lame. But at the same time, this guy parks his cart like an asshole in the parking lot, so someone else has to move it. Couldn't it be said that they're both lame? Like, why is this like a one-sided thing? Like, people on both sides of the party are wrong. That's not how it's being portrayed in this at all.
We'd like for you to take the cart back to the corral over that way if you could. Where are you going? Sir, we have a maneuver called a pit maneuver. Cart's right here, sir. I'm standing with the cart. It's your cart, sir.
Oh, man, why do you do that, bro? Why you put that back in my cart?
Well, it's your cart, not my cart.
What he did was he put the shopping cart behind my truck, which prevented me from leaving. I felt that this guy was trying to entrap me. I was like, man.
Bro, their editing team is spot on, trying to make this guy look like a complete villain.
I don't have time for this.
You understand the principle, though, right? That, like, carts can get out and hit people's cars, so that's why.
You know that's against the law to videotape somebody without their permission.
Let's talk about the cart, not about the videotaping,
no,
sir.
it's against the law to video somebody
sir, what about
without
the cart?
their permission.
What about the cart?
Not, you don't have my permission.
You're deflecting.
You do not have my permission.
You're deflecting from the cart now. Ah!
I believe this guy, Sebastian, was really trying to antagonize me.
Sir, yeah, with cart narcs, that's just curbing. It's a violation here.
2 days later, I learned that he had posted a video of me on the internet. You know, I was upset. All this guy is doing is trying to provoke reaction from people for likes. I want to confront Sebastian to let him know it's not good to antagonize people you don't even know. This guy has to be really careful with what he's doing because he's going to meet the wrong person, and this can get real ugly real quick.
Tremaine, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sue.
And thanks for your willingness to be here today. You feel like you were victimized by him and shamed on the internet.
Yes, I was.
And what do you want to say to Agent Sebastian?
Sebastian, it's not good to go around and push people's buttons because you're going to provoke a reaction. You're going to get a reaction. And what you do is you push buttons for no reason.
Well, I would take objection.
I was gonna say no reason. I don't know. I mean, that's a fair statement that he just made. Besides, for no reason.
With the no reason, again, why didn't you just take your cart back?
parking lot monitors specifically pick up shopping carts. That's their job.
This is the old...
They get paid to do just that.
Look, this is a classic example and terrible reasoning we hear from these people all the time.
Who's we?
That I hear from these people all the time. Is they pay people to do this. Well, they pay a janitor in that same shopping center to wipe up the toilet. Do you go in there and pee all over because eventually the janitor will come and clean up
Exactly,
after you, or you pick up after yourself.
It's about the
and do what's
principle
asked of you,
behind
and
it.
what you, quite frankly, you're supposed to be doing.
It's not like it's trash. You're not throwing something on the ground.
I'm not talking about trash. I'm talking about blocking spots.
Well, you said it was like littering.
It's similar, yes.
Well, no, it's not similar because littering is a crime.
No,
This isn't a crime. You're equating one thing with another. One's a crime, one's not.
That's an analogy, Dr. Phil, but it's a
It's
similar...
a bad analogy because one's a crime and one's not.
It's
kind of
this-
like saying we when it's me.
It's a similar principle of picking up after yourself. Yes, littering is a crime, and I do feel that leaving your shopping cart out should be somewhere in there.
Well, but it isn't.
Not yet. That's why I do what I do.
Why did you put the shopping cart?
Dr. Phil's basically saying anything that he does in his videos are invalid because it's not a crime to not put your shopping cart back. So if litter wasn't a crime, you're saying that could be justified to just throw it on the ground? This makes no sense.
It's sort of an empathy move where we don't do that anymore talking to our lawyer. They think it's kind of a gray area because it goes to show you that when you leave your cart out, it can block someone else, and we see it every day. You pull into a spot and there's a cart sitting there. I got to get out, move the cart. It's to show you what will happen to other people when you do what you did.
But that's called a form of detaining, right?
It can sort of be.
No, it is.
Well, look, that's why we don't do it anymore. It's a gray area. But again, we've never been charged with anything by any law enforcement. We have plenty of evidence of what we do.
Who's we?
I've never been charged. Thank you, Doctor. I've never been charged by any municipality in any one of the 50 states, and I travel all over the place because it's not really any kind of crime to ask people to be a better citizen and pick up after themselves.
Some of his critics wonder if something happened in Sebastian's childhood to make him behave the way he does today.
Bro,
I invited to one person.
that's so funny how you're criticizing him for criticizing other people.
Person who can answer that question better than anyone. That's his mother. And she's going to be joining us next.
So I'm very proud of Sebastian for coming up with this creative idea.
And who the are you?
I'm the cart narcs.
Okay, well, you can cart narc, go yourself.
That's assault. You know what they say in show business, at least they're talking about him.
When people say, what's wrong with this guy growing up, I was forced to pick up my own toys, clean up after myself. Why is that an astounding concept these days?
Because Dr. Phil probably doesn't pick up after himself either. He's got maids to do it.
Under a bridge, I just happen to appreciate when people are courteous to each other.
While many blame Sebastian for riling people into fits of rage with his unique style of questioning, my next guest, his mother Karen, says that he is doing nothing wrong and anyone who flips out at him only has themselves to blame.
Pretty much.
I absolutely support my son Sebastian. I've watched all of Sebastian's videos.
And who are you?
Think about it real quick. Although he's being kind of an asshole with the way he says some things, it is 100% on the other person, on how they react to the situation. The fact that Dr. Phil, his whole purpose, let's see what it said real quick, provides the most comprehensive form of mental health issues in history. So why is he almost in a way encouraging this negative, bad, brainwashing behavior, like how these people are responding to the situation in hand?
Yourself.
She hit him and she threw her drink on him repeatedly. That's assault.
I'm a nice guy. I'm helping out the community, actually.
From every video I've seen, Sebastian is totally respectful because if he wasn't, I might have to scold him. I saw one video where a man in a truck pulled his gun on Sebastian. I understand why people get angry because after all, they've been caught doing something they know is wrong. I grew up in the 50s and 60s when the show Candid Camera was highly popular. and that show would set up pranks that normally embarrassed people. So this sort of entertainment is nothing new. Sebastian does cause controversy with his videos, but I'm very proud of Sebastian for coming up with this creative idea and having the bravery to actually go out and do it. You know what they say in show business, at least they're talking about him.
Well, Karen, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Now, aside from this shopping cart mission in life, you're really proud of your son, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, he's highly educated, which means he's done very well in school. He's clearly intelligent, very articulate. He has problems with his pronouns, but other than that, he's a very intelligent guy.
Seems like a lot of people have problems with their pronouns nowadays.
And my pronouns are...
And he's done a lot of socially responsible things as well. In fairness, he's volunteered with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and given of his time. You have to be proud of that too, as well, right?
Of course I am.
In the alternative, of course, it wouldn't get as many clicks, but in the alternative, you could take a whole other ploy, because shaming people, name calling, those things actually demotivate people and cause them to have an abreaction, a resistance to change.
I hear what you're saying,
No, that is true.
but when you say name calling, we call people lazy bones. But if I just go out there and people say, why don't you take it back for him? Because then they'll just think that they can do whatever.
Let's say someone came up to me and said, "You're a skinny piece of shit. You should eat more." I'd probably look at myself, evaluate how I can make myself bigger, and then I might change some habits on how I can fix the problem at hand. Although in my unique situation, it's mostly genetics. Can't really get any bigger than I am. Or it's like I'm shaming someone for being a fat, lazy shit. I would hope that they would fix any problems that they have in life rather than just pushing it off like these people do when they just push their carts somewhere where it's not supposed to be. And they're like, someone else would do it.
Whatever, and they'll say, oh, there's some guy, whatever. They don't see the consequences.
Okay, actually, I understand what you're saying. You just don't know what the hell you're talking about, because the evidence contradicts what you're saying. The evidence says that you can inspire change, but you can't shame change.
I've asked people, would you like to take it back? They tell me to off, they flip me off. Just the request so often. I've walked up to a guy, hey, that's not where the card goes.
If you
Would you
responded then and said, let me do it for you. It's okay, don't worry about it, I'll
then
do it for
they'll
you.
do it every time.
Actually, you're now arguing with the data.
Oh,
Because that's-
really? So, let's say my neighbor wants to mow my lawn. And he just mows it every week, and I know he's going to keep coming back and doing it every week. I'm probably just going to let him do it, because he's going to do it anyway.
It's not the case.
Who
That's
spent more
not
time in
the
parking
case.
lots, me or you? No offense.
True.
Oh, definitely you. Because I'm aware that there are other problems in society that might be slightly more pressing, like homelessness,
Oh, but
depression.
no.
anxiety.
Okay, how many of you who are clapping for that went and fed people at a homeless soup kitchen this morning? Zero?
Oh! Very true. Same thing with Dr. Phil. He's a complete lying sack of shit.
I thought so. Yeah, no, 'cause don't give me, that's another dodge we hear all the time, Dr. Phil, and I, quite frankly, I know you're smarter than that.
Yeah, I'm a lot smarter than you might think.
It's over 9,000!
We'll meet a woman who says Sebastian is playing a very dangerous game that could end in tragedy. She claims she can say this because of a mistake she made that she is still traumatized by almost 10 years later. She's going to join us next.
These are very strong words. Traumatized.
The hospital staff is reeling from the shock death of one of the nurses.
Oh, hello there. Could I please speak to Kate, please, my granddaughter?
The Australian DJs responsible for the prank call, they were still bragging about it this week.
The prank call absolutely ruined my life. Sebastian, I'm not sure if you're trying to be famous or infamous. If you're going to prank someone, the joke should be on you.
play around on social media sometimes, and I make jokes on social media. You said I made a crack or whatever, but if I do something, I always make sure that if there's a joke, I'm the butt of the joke. Let me give you an example. This is something I put up that got millions of views. It's just like 8 seconds. Oh man, a gift from TikTok. What is this? Oh, ho, ho. I know what this is. I'm gonna shred this puppy. It's not a hoverboard. Just little 8-second joke about it wasn't a hoverboard, and so it got 5 million views.
I appreciate what you're saying, Dr. Phil, but first off, I didn't know that was a rule, and that was very funny, by the way. But I didn't know that was a rule.
Yeah, not really.
I didn't know it was a rule that you can't make a joke about anybody else. I didn't know that. That's news to me.
Well, if it's humiliating someone, then you didn't enjoy that. My next
Yeah,
guest
people don't enjoy being called out. Absolutely. Sorry to interrupt.
My next guest is a radio host who used to love engaging the public and pulling the occasional prank on them. That was until one prank went wrong, and she says she's still reeling from it. Take a look.
We turn to London, where it seems a joke phone call this week to the hospital where the Duchess of Cambridge was convalescing has now gone tragically wrong.
The hospital staff is reeling from the shock death of one of the nurses. She had the bad fortune of picking up the phone and believing it was the Queen.
Oh, hello there. Could I please speak to Kate, please, my granddaughter?
Oh, yes, just hold on now.
That's all Jacinta Saldana did. She answered the phone. The Australian DJs responsible for the prank call, they were still bragging about it this week.
Can you believe what has happened today?
You know what? They were the worst accents ever.
Until they learned of Jacinta's death. Now they've been silenced.
The prank call absolutely ruined my life. I lost everything. I've had people threaten to quit because they don't want to work with a murderer. I've been told to kill myself over 15,000 times. The grief overtook everything. You're tarnished for life. It's nearly 10 years and I still face these issues. The mistake that was made that day is the person on the other end of that line, we didn't think about how she was feeling and what she was going through. And if you're going to prank someone, the joke should be on you, not on someone else.
Gay! Well, joining us now virtually from the Gold Coast, Australia, please welcome Mel. I don't think you guys ever intended to get past the receptionist that answers the phone at the switchboard. You never intended to get past that, right? This was just going to be a 10, 15-second bit and move on, correct?
It was going to be, how quickly can we be hung up on for our ridiculous accents? Sebastian, you don't know what these people are going through. What you're doing to these poor people is shaming them and humiliating them. And who cares about a cart that much that you're going to put someone's life on the risk with their mental health? It's ridiculous.
Really?
Next, joining us is a man who says Sebastian isn't interested in social justice at all, but is hooked on humiliating people and translating that into cold, hard cash. We'll hear what he has to say when we come back.
These are not videos about getting people to put their cart back. This is just a hook for Agent Sebastian to enrage people and then milk that rage for cash. We have a word for people who set out to upset.
I mean, that's not wrong.
And that word is bully.
Sebastian travels the nation in a bulletproof vest, berating so-called lazy bones for not doing what he says is a common courtesy. His videos have gotten a lot of people talking, including my next guest, an academic in Israel who says common courtesy is the last thing Sebastian is interested in, and what he's doing is a smokescreen for antagonism and humiliation.
I'm Dr. Nicholas John, a professor of social media at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. I've been studying cant narcs videos, and they are not what they appear to be at first sight. These are not videos about getting people to put their cart back. This is just a hook for Agent Sebastian to enrage people and then milk that rage for cash.
Get the away from me. Why are you being so angry? Now!
The victims don't get upset because Agent Sebastian asks them to put their cart back. They get upset because he harasses them and abuses them. In one striking example, Agent Sebastian accuses a woman with a disabled placard of having lazy bonesitis.
And I do have a handicap, actually. So just let you know. But I get what you're saying.
Is it lazy bonesitis?
And when his victims try to leave, Agent Sebastian trolls them further by placing magnets on their car or calling them names, or sometimes physically blocking their car. Sebastian is not interested in social justice. The mission he has taken on is to upset people. And we have a word for people who set out to upset others, and that word is bully.
Well, joining us virtually from Israel is Professor of Social Media at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, Dr. Nicholas John. You think this is an exploitative cash play, essentially?
Yes, I do. These videos simply aren't about getting people to put their shopping carts back. Social media rewards content producers who put online videos of people freaking out, getting very angry. Sebastian himself knows this, and he rage milks. He purposefully angers them, and their anger is converted into social media clicks and views.
Now, Tremaine told my team that he would press charges against Sebastian if he knew he had a strong case against him, but does he? Now, I invited a leading social media lawyer to weigh in on this topic, and joining me now virtually from Miami, Florida, is president of the social media law firm Ethan Wall. Ethan, where are the boundaries? Where are the lines here on the social media front?
The first thing that you mentioned, Tremaine, is something called harassment. And this actually may be a viable legal claim for you. Harassment occurs where someone's intention is to publicly embarrass or humiliate you. And here, Sebastian is taking these videos for what he claims is for removing carts, and maybe that's true. But there's also the intention to embarrass and humiliate you by putting you on camera. And Sebastian is making money off of your videos and your appearance. He's making money not only through YouTube ads because of all the people that are watching your video, but he's also selling merchandise, t-shirts, and those stickers that Dr. Phil showed. So one of the claims that you may have under California law is a civil or criminal claim for harassment. But the second one I also want to mention to you, there is a claim called false imprisonment that may have civil and criminal penalties.
We stopped rolling people's carts behind people's cars for just that reason, and our merch goes to animal rescue charities. I make no money off of that.
Doesn't matter where it goes.
Doesn't
You're
matter.
receiving a legal benefit. You're receiving millions of views, hundreds of thousands of followers, and all that does have value to you, whether you go to charity or not. So at the end of the day, you can continue doing your channel, but just know that people out there like Tremaine are being legally harmed, and there could be penalties for doing so.
Next, can the stress of being publicly shamed online make you seriously ill? We're going to move on from this topic.
Well, the gist that I got from that was Dr. Phil has fair points. Cartnark also has fair points. But I just think it's funny that Dr. Phil is shaming him in a way that seems negative. Alright, let's look at the comments. Dr. Phil's the biggest clown on television. You're shaming people for entertainment? Dog, that's literally your whole TV show. Exactly. I can tell Dr. Phil doesn't return his car and secretly scared of Sebastian in public. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's allowing people to not be accountable for their actions. But at the same time, he's trying to make Cartnark guy accountable for the things that he's saying to people. This guy says, I love how Dr. Phil is making constant excuses for people to be lazy and do whatever just because they're a little sad or anxious. The world is so amazingly soft, it's making me laugh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, these people need to be bullied. All right, bring back bullying. 2023, let's do it. Dr. Phil, you shouldn't shame people. Also, Dr. Phil spends 20 years shaming people. Well, guys, if you thought this was as ridiculous as I thought it was, then I hope you liked the video, and see you in the next one.
Oh, look at my tiny dog. I'm going to put it in my tiny